guys, it's Janie. Welcome back to the Bookworms Buddy. And it is June already. Where's this year going? Last week for my daughter to go to school. It's time for my May wrap-up. I read 8 books and I enjoyed them for the most part. So let's get started. First book we have here is Starters by Alyssa Price. This is a dystopian. You know, not huge on dystopians. They all seem to be the same thing, but this one was a little bit different, so I will give it that. You've got your starters and you got your enders. Your enders are your older generation. Your starters are your newer generation. The enders want to live their lives through the starters, so they rent their bodies, pretty much, through brain waves. And they can do pretty much what they want. You know, they don't care. It's not their body, what have you. So this gal wants to save her brother, so she goes to make some money, yada, yada, yada. It did not wow me. It was decent, but I wasn't blown away. I rated this 3 stars. The next one I read was 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. I've had this book forever. And in this book, you got this girl, she commits suicide, and she's got 13 reasons why. And it's all recorded on these tapes, and it gets sent off, and, you know, these people have to listen to why, you know, their role as to why she took her life. So I rated this one 4 stars. I thought it was written very well, and I did enjoy the book. So, yeah, it's a little depressing, as you can imagine, but, yeah, I enjoyed it. The next one I read was In the Woods by Tana French. This is book number 1 in the Dublin Murder Squad. We are reading this in my group. I think it was for our bookathon. And we're reading 1 book a month. I didn't think I was going to be able to finish this book. I thought I was going to DNF it because there were parts that just were really wordy. And I felt maybe, at first I felt unnecessary, but it all wraps up well and you can understand why it was written the way it was written. Fantastic read. I totally enjoyed this. This is a mystery. I don't want to say too much because if you say one thing, it could give away another part. But the one thing that I kind of bothered me was the very first mystery in the book has not been closed. It's still open. You still don't have any answers for that. And because of that, and because of the wordiness, I only rated it 4 stars, but it's fantastic mystery. You got a mystery and a mystery and a mystery, and I love when they're like this. This is also a debut novel, so yeah, it was pretty good for that. The writing is very poetic. It's fantastic. I really loved that. And it just really picked up, and I couldn't put it down after that. So I think everybody really enjoyed this in the group that read it, so fantastic. The next one we've got here is The Chocolate War by Robert Cormier. And this is for the blind bookies that I'm doing with my niece. And it was it was a little odd. You got this boy, he's in this private school, and the school always sells chocolate every year, and he wants to stand up to the masses, and he's not going to sell the chocolate because this group that is a big part of the school, they're not a good group. They told him, no, you're going to tell him no, you're not going to sell the chocolate. Yeah, and then the story goes on. It's just, it's really kind of odd, but it was decent. I gave it 3 stars, so it didn't blow me away again, but it was better than I thought it was going to be. There's a lot of themes of bowling and that kind of stuff, so this is a classic though, but it was decent. So I'm glad I read it. The next one we've got here is The Last Olympian by Rick Riordan. I know I don't need to talk about this book because everybody knows about Percy Jackson and the Olympians, and I loved this one. I loved the whole series. I think I rated the whole series 5 star, and I'm so glad my son got me to read them. And I've had this, my husband bought me the box set a year and a half ago, maybe, and I finally got to it, and I'm so glad I did. 5 stars for this. If you haven't read Percy Jackson, you really need to go read it because it's fantastic. Then the next one we've got here is The Death Cure by James Dashner. Again, another of a favorite series for me. This one also and this one both wrap up for my series-a-thon, so that makes me happy. But this is fantastic. Again, I don't think I need to talk about it, but this one is probably my favorite. I want to say it's my favorite. But then again, I love the Scorched Trials as well. One thing I liked the best about this book was the wrap-up. I loved the ending of this story. I think it was told so well. If you've not read the Maze Runner series, you need to pick it up and read it. It's really exciting. There's a lot of action going on. So check it out. The next one I read was Deserves to Die by Lisa Jackson. This is the last book in the To Die series. I think it's the last book. This came out last year, so who knows. Not my favorite, but I still rated it 4 stars. I still loved it. I love her writing. I love her imagery. Everything is fantastic. In this one, again, you have a serial killer, and he takes the ring finger of his victims when he kills them. So, yes, this was really good. If you like mystery, try Lisa Jackson. She's fantastic. My favorite ones, though, were the first 2 books in this series. This one was still good. 4 stars. Loved it. And the last book that I read for this month was Broken by Karen Slaughter. Again, fantastic series. This is the Will Trent series. This is book number 4. I absolutely love Will Trent. I think he is a fantastic detective. I like that he's flawed, and she just writes him really well. There's great characters in this book. It's a great mystery. The mysteries don't carry over, of course, but the characters do, so it's really important, I think, to get that buildup of your characters in this and also in the To Die series, because when an author has a detective story, it's good for you to know those detectives, and you need to learn them from the book one to however many books there are. It's just, to me, it's really important to learn them rather than picking up a middle book and you don't know anything about the detectives. So, yeah, fantastic series. I think I have 2 or 3 more. 3 more to go, maybe, in this one. Yes, I'm loving it. And hopefully I'll be able to finish the series up this year, because I just bought, in my last haul, I got the last 2 to this series. So that is my wrap-up, guys. 8 books, all of them pretty good, all of them fantastic. By the way, this was 4 stars. Didn't mention that. Yeah, so what did you guys read? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.